Hi, I'm Dex Gelfand, and my practice is known as Therapeutic Spiritual Counseling, if you're not familiar. And this video is about the subject of your goals, your aspirations, and your desires, and the idea of focusing on the positive rather than the negative, or focusing actually on both positives and negatives in terms of addressing issues in counseling sessions. The important thing to understand about any undesirable condition is that what makes it undesirable is that there is an underlying positive aspiration, desire, or need, or positive drive towards something that feels great and good and important and brings about an energy of happiness. Okay, that the unwanted, undesirable condition is opposing. It's that opposing of that positive that makes something a negative condition. If you didn't have, in simplest terms, a need and desire to be happy, then being sad wouldn't be a negative thing. It is actually that simple. You could take virtually any condition that you're complaining of and look at it from the perspective of what is it opposing? What is the underlying positive aspiration or drive or desire that this thing is preventing or getting in the way of? That's very important. In a lot of forms of counseling and therapy, there is no focus or recognition of the underlying positives. If you just look for negatives, I don't care what technique you use, of getting relief from unwanted conditions, feelings, sensations, traumatic incidents, if that is the extent of the focus, you can get all kinds of relief, but that negative facing focus is only going to result in dredging up more negative conditions if that's the entire focus. So it's very important in the context of a counseling session, or just in your attitude in life for that matter, of paying attention and granting connection to your underlying desirable conditions, your drives, your aspirations, the things you hope for and want and intend, or even just wish you had, okay? Those are the real drives there. When someone succeeds in counseling sessions, or any of my participants succeed, I do remind them that the reason they're doing so well, the primary reason they're doing so well, while I have the tools and techniques to accomplish things, they have the drive to accomplish things. If you're a participant in a session with me, it's because you are driven to make something better, to resolve something. Okay, that drive to arrive at a positive condition is what propels your success. Now, this has meaning and substance in terms of therapeutic approaches. You could ask someone, or I could ask you, or I could ask a participant, tell me about a goal that is really, really important to you, that you really want to experience, you really want to have, you would really love to have. Okay, and then tell me how you would feel to have that accomplished in you or for you. Okay, now connect with that feeling, get that energy, and have it right now, that feeling and that sense that you have this, you can connect with this is yours. Now, more often than not, if you've been dealing with some negative condition that's been getting in the way of that, you'll only get so much traction with that. But what that will do is flush up to the surface what the negative conditions, attitudes, and feelings are that are getting in the way of accomplishing that positive thing. You could build a whole therapeutic practice around asking somebody how they want things to be, any specific goals they have for themselves, and asking them to envision and experience the accomplishment of that and feel it here and now, in order to then bring up any unwanted feelings, conditions, or sensations or experiences that are the things that need to be addressed so that they can be relieved, so that that positive can be accomplished, so that will fully emerge. By asking for that underlying positive goal or desire or drive, and asking the person to find it and feel it and have it, sometimes they'll just simply succeed in doing that. And for that moment, maybe that's all they need in that moment. But beyond that, its more common value is by asking for that positive, their spiritual compass, your spiritual compass, is going to present and deliver exactly the items you need to address so that they can get to that place of those desires and accomplishments, have it, feel it, and be there. So it's a very useful tool and a very important tool in the context of therapeutic sessions to make sure to ask for, recognize, and draw connection to anybody's, the participants' desires, positive goals, the ultimate way they want things to be, each and every one of them, one at a time. And I can tell you that whatever a person is complaining about here and now, that is in relation to what they most want to accomplish here and now. And that's what it's opposing. So it's very, very underappreciated. In fact, largely simply unrecognized how basic and essential, relevant and important it is to include in the addressing of any unwanted negative conditions the underlying positive drive that that negative condition is in opposition to. You can get to a much greater depth of accomplishment of the person's goals for their therapeutic sessions much more effectively if you don't make the mistake of failing to include the recognizing and addressing of what it is they want, what they really, really want. And just to be clear, an underlying positive is never merely the absence of a negative. It's not having a toothache, or not feeling disturbed or upset, okay? It's feeling great, it's feeling energetic. It's feeling, I can do this. It's feeling comfortable in one's own skin. It's feeling powerful. It's feeling loving and loved. It's those are examples. So that's the point that I'm making here and now, is always never fail to focus on the positives. Always grant attention and recognition to the positives. There's nothing more important. That's really what it's all about. Thanks for listening. And if you'd like to experience how this works for yourself and the difference it makes in a session, just get in touch with me. You know how to find me.